So we are going to look at the book or the Gospel of Luke 7 verse 13 with the title says do not weep. Yeah, do not weep. So he has a compassion and restores life. So Jesus have compassion and restores our life. If we read in the book of Luke 7 verse 13, the Bible says, as Jesus approached the town called Nain, he encountered a scene filled with sorrow. A funeral procession was making its way out of the city gates. At the center of the crowd was a grieving mother, a widow who had just lost her only son. Her pain was deep, and her future felt empty. In those times, losing an only son meant not just heartbreak, but also losing support, protection, and hope. A large crowd followed her, mourning alongside her. Their voices echoed grief, and their faces carried the weight of loss. It was a moment where sorrow seemed to have the final word. But at the same time, another crowd was with Jesus, walking with him as he entered the town. When Jesus saw the widow, he didn't just notice her, he felt her pain. His heart was moved with compassion before everything else. My dear friends, we are told that Jesus' heart was moved with compassion. So before anything else, he spoke gently to her, do not weep. These words were not dismissive. They were filled with promise. Something extraordinary was about to happen. Jesus stepped forward and approached the bearer and the platform carrying the young man's body. This was a bold move, as touching it would normally make someone ceremonially unclean. But Jesus was not limited by human boundaries. Life itself stood before death. And we are told that he touched the bear, and the procession stopped. Silence fell over the crowd. Then Jesus spoke directly to the young man. Young man, I say to you, arise. His words carried authority, not just comfort, they carried power. Oh my dear brothers, this afternoon, you need to understand that in that very moment, the impossible happened. The dead man sat up and began to speak. Life returned where there had been none. What was once a scene of mourning became a moment of awe and wonder. Jesus then gave the young man back to his mother. This was more than a miracle. It was a restoration. He restored her joy, her future, and her hope. What she thought was gone forever was returned by the power of God. You need to understand this afternoon that fear and amazement filled the crowd. They glorified God, saying, a great prophet has arisen among us, and God has visited his people. The news spread quickly throughout the region. Everyone began to speak about what they had witnessed. Oh, this afternoon, you need to understand that this story reminds us that no situation is beyond God's reach. Jesus sees our pain and he responds with compassion and power. Where there is loss, he brings restoration. Where there is despair, he brings hope. He is still the same today, able to speak life unto every dead situation. In that situation where you are, my dear friends, in situations where you are, my dear believers, you need to understand that God can still restore that situation. You are crying day and night because of the bad situations you encounter in life, because of not having the marriage that you expected, because of not having things that you have been planning to have. We need to understand that God is still there to restore that situation, and God is still there to change things, to bring great things unto your lives. What you need to do is to believe in Him and have faith in Him. God will do wonders. God is still doing wonders because He was the God of yesterday, is the God of today, and He will be the God of tomorrow. He is the God who will be there today and forever until ever. You need to have faith in Him, and when you have faith in Him, everything shall move according to His timings. Don't say it's too late, why God is not answering my prayers. Don't say why this thing is happening in my life. God is still there and has already set His timings. Just believe, and God one day will come into your life and He will shock you because of the great things that you will see that He has done into your life, that you wouldn't expect that may happen in your life, and you will rejoice forever and forever. And then God is a power will be spread unto the world as it was spread in a short period of time after the reason of this boy. We are told that the news is spread about the power of God, and they said the prophet is back unto us. God is unto our lives. The prophet Jesus is unto our lives. Let's receive Him this afternoon.